100%. Cheers.
All right, we are here. Another episode, Two Bears, One Cave. We're in Las Vegas, and we're being joined by the one and only Dana White. Dana, thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me, boys.
We were talking about our kids a second ago.
Yep.
Here's what I'm thinking already. Just in the brief conversation we were just having about your kids, they seem to have like the same drive as dad, because you got like 3 kids that are killing it. Like, did you instill this in them? Because this is impressive stuff already.
I don't know. I think I've thought a lot about this type of stuff. I think some people are born with it and some people aren't. But it definitely, the environment you grow up with helps.
Huge, yeah.
Like when you have boys, which you do,
Yeah.
as a father, you feel like, and especially if I'm their father, you feel like the first thing you have to do is teach them how to fight. So my kids trained in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and boxing and all that stuff at a young age. But it's fascinating how they become who they're going to become.
Right.
I was always a fight guy. I like watching football, and I'll watch some of this, some of that, and whatever. But my oldest son was in love with football, absolutely fell in love with football.
I remember watching that documentary.
From the first time he ever started playing, and then he played at USD for 4 years, and he was devastated when football was over, and then now he's moving on to the next chapter of his life. My other son is Aiden loves anime and comics and all that stuff, and he actually boxed too. He actually had a fight. He did one fight out in Boston, and then my daughter's so driven. Like I was telling you guys, we never had to wake her up for school. You didn't have to tell her to get ready to go do that. She does everything on her own and is so highly motivated. It's insane.
Yeah, it's funny when you have, like, when I have 2, and you think that like it's gonna be a replica of your own experience in a way.
Right.
So like my dad loved football and I love football. And when I have 2 little baby boys, I was like, man, we're going to be like a football house. And when I'm watching football, they will walk in, look at the TV, and go, oh, my God. They're like, can you just put something else on? I'm like, this is what we're supposed I thought we were going to do this for fucking the rest of our lives. And they're
Where's
like, this
RuPaul's
is the
Drag
worst.
Race?
Yeah, they're like, this is bullshit. They
No, it
hate
is fascinating to see what kind of people they become.
Yeah.
And you're at the age, your boys are 6 and 8. They're going to start to form who they are right now.
Oh yeah, you
and it's
see
fun.
it.
Though. It's
one
fun
is
to
like,
watch.
One's obsessed with cars, and I like, so it's like that's fun. And the other one is like, cars are lame. They just like, they get their own identity.
So true.
It is fun though.
It's so true. Same parents, same household.
Yeah.
Yet they all become different.
They all become
people.
totally different.
It's really cool. I say it all the time. One of the greatest things you will ever do is be a parent.
Kind of a weird question, but like, you didn't grow up a rich kid,
No.
but your kids grew up rich kids.
The exact opposite of my kids. I grew up the exact opposite of my kids. Single mom who worked all the time, me and my sister. My dad was never around, and when he was, you didn't want him around. That kind of stuff. But I always say it all the time. I wouldn't change my upbringing for anything, man.
Yeah.
There's different, you see these people who grow up victims. Like, you don't understand. I grew up and I had that. Yeah. So I didn't have any role models. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I had tons of role models around me. Tons of people who showed me exactly what I don't want to do and what I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Just perspective is
Sure.
all it is. Like, you think this role model is supposed to be, some big hero that does this and that. No, there's tons of role models in your life that you need to learn from.
Well, a lot of
the
people
good and the bad.
talk about their life, and they lead. Their narrative is, here's everything that's stacked against me. Like,
Right.
They lead with that and then they go, so this justifies anything that doesn't work out for me because it wasn't supposed to.
Nope.
Like they're just like highlighting how hard it is. And you're like, yeah, it's hard. All this is hard. It's hard for everybody.
Life is hard.
Life is hard. Yeah.
I say it all the time. When you get out of bed every day, life's standing right there to punch you right in the fucking mouth, man.
Yeah.
And you got to get up and get ready to go every day.
Can I ask you that? Because I don't know. This is an old Boston story I heard. I don't know the full scope of this, but I have to ask you this. Did you have direct interactions with Whitey Bulger?
No, never.
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 But
never. As far as I know, In those days, I don't even know if I ever saw him.
Okay.
You know, you knew he was there. You knew his presence was in South Boston. But he had lots of guys that were under him.
Yeah.
I dealt with the guys that were under him. I never, as far as I know, I never ran into Whitey Bulger, but I didn't even know what Whitey Bulger looked like.
Yeah.
Until after, you know, this is before the internet.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, if you saw him in the newspaper or something like that, which, you know, I'm in my early 20s, I'm not reading the newspaper, so I don't know if I ever saw him.
Are the people that you dealt with though terrifying individuals also?
Yeah, I mean, well, if you look now at the movie and read all the, they were killing people and burying bodies, and you know these guys.
That was scary fucking shit. Yeah.
So when I lived there, it was like these guys didn't even know what century it was, man. It was like, and they had this thing where you couldn't call the police. So, and if you did, now it makes sense. They were telling Whitey Bulger who was calling the police because he was working with the feds.
Shut the fuck up.
In South Boston, if somebody did something to you, right?
Yeah.
There were guys shooting each other and shit. Like somebody would walk up and shoot you, you'd have two options. You forget about it or you fucking retaliate. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was kind of how it was back then. You know, it was crazy.
That sounds like another era.
It was. Yeah. I mean, it was like, it was the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, but it was like fucking, like I said, another century, man. It was so crazy. You know, and when you're that young, you realize it's a dangerous place, but you don't really realize how serious it really was till after.
Yeah, of course. Perspective,
you know what I mean?
Like you look back on it and you're like, oh my God.
My guy, Peter Welsh, that I sought out. This guy was a street fighting legend and Southie. So I went looking for this guy because I wanted to quit my job and I wanted to work under him and have him teach me everything about fighting. But this guy was in the middle of all that shit. And the stories that he has today, and when you hear this stuff, it's literally like watching every fucking gangster movie you've ever seen, from Casino to Goodfellas to, you know what I mean? It's that type of shit.
I remember watching a doc. Well, my first job, like out of college, but I used to work for America's Most Wanted. So that's like, cool. We would like profile Whitey all the time. You know,
that is cool. Yeah, that he was like number one most wanted list, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and we did multiple episodes on him. But one time I was watching this thing where they were interviewing his old right hand guy. I think Kevin Weeks was his name.
Kevin Weeks.
And Kevin told the story about how it was like a chick's stepdaughter, and Whitey was getting really annoyed by her. So he strangled her one night, and he killed her, and we put her in the basement. He goes, and the thing about it, he's like, whenever Whitey killed, it would just make him relax so much. He slept for like 2 days. He was in such a good mood, and you're like, Jesus Christ, like that was him. For him was like the spa.
Yeah,
like
and I think
choked somebody out.
The guy that he killed, the girl that he killed, was his right hand man. I think his name was Stephen Fleming.
Yeah,
the rifleman Stephen Fleming. It was his stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter, right?
Yeah,
yeah. And they're like, and he was like, and now he was like happy.
Yeah,
it's a scary fucking story.
Real shit, man.
Yeah,
is that shit still around?
No, not anywhere that I've seen. It's not
because you're in what they argue, like boxing, and this is
Vegas,
apparently the most corrupt place in the world. Is that they say that boxing's
this is
rigged?
Definitely not the most corrupt place in the world. That's for sure.
No,
this place is so regulated now. I mean, this place was definitely built by the mob.
Yeah,
but this city is regulated. The game. That's why there's sports here now. I mean,
yeah.
This is. I tell people this all the time about gambling. Right.
Yeah.
If you really are a gambler, and you like, even if you're in your fucking podunk town, they got some shitty little casino down the street. Get a plane ticket and fly to Vegas and gamble here.
Yeah.
The gambling here is way more legit than in any of these.
I believe that.
These other fucking casinos that they pop up anywhere else. The only one that's even remotely close to here, and it is close, is Boston. The Encore.
Really?
Yeah, the Encore in Boston is the closest thing to Vegas that you'll find out of.
The most important question that I think anybody can ask you is definitely, let's talk about blackjack.
Okay,
so you are.
Yes. This is fucking
there's
perfect.
so many stories about you. I have friends that have played with you who shall remain nameless, but it's like legendary. Were you, first of all, did you always love blackjack? Because I love blackjack.
Well, I've always loved gambling.
Gambling.
Okay,
period.
hang on. Let's start here. Can you? I have a video about me loving drinking. I love drinking.
Yep, I could tell.
Yeah.
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 It's fucking noon.
Yeah. Well, I just flew in from Savannah. I've been drinking all morning, Dana. I didn't stop last night.
It's fucking noon. He's got a bottle of vodka this big.
Yeah. Killing it. Hey, give me what do you love about gambling? Explain gambling to people the Mennonites that might be listening. Like, explain what's beautiful about gambling. Because I have a passion for gambling, but it's a little more high stakes. I can't fall in love with $100 on a hand. But like, what do you love about gambling? I'm curious.
It's a good question. So I love the energy of a casino. I love walking in. I love the energy of this city. This city gives me a different type of energy than any other city in the world. I've traveled the world. I go everywhere. We stay in great hotels. I got, places in other cities and all this shit. When I land in Vegas, man, and I see the fucking strip and all the lights and I get out and you feel the fucking heat and this city just pumps me the fuck up. Yeah. And, now it's got all the best restaurants in the world, all the best shopping, and the biggest, casinos and highest stakes gambling that you can do anywhere in the world. And it's regulated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no fucking cheating here. There's no bullshit. I told a story. I played in some shit fucking casino in Canada, the Canada, New York, Buffalo border there, Niagara. Fucking scumbags up there.
Fucking
cheating, lying, dirty motherfuckers at those casinos.
Really? We use the word indigenous. Keep going.
So if you live in any of those areas and you think about gambling, just jump on a fucking plane and go to Vegas. It's you got a much better chance of winning.
Best restaurants.
100%.
You walk into a casino, you smell it.
100%.
You smell a little bit of cigarette, a little bit of cigar, and a lot of luck.
100%. That's the other thing that I love about casinos. They've become pussified a little bit like the rest of the world has. But I don't smoke. I don't do any of that shit. But I don't mind. When people are fucking cranking off cigarettes or cigars or whatever,
you're good with it.
Do your fucking thing. You guys are in Vegas. Everybody comes to Vegas to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And if you don't like it, then get the fuck out of the casino. Smoke's bothering you? Fly back to wherever the fuck you came from and don't come to Vegas. Vegas is where people can come and do anything.
For those of us who thrive on getting stuff done, including workouts, every minute counts. That's why you need Tonal, the smart strength training system that takes the guesswork out of working out so you can make sure that you're making the most out of every rep. Tonal is the world's smartest and most effective strength training system that helps you get stronger. Powered by AI, Tonal learns with every rep so it can deliver workouts personalized just for you. Tonal learns from your movements and provide suggested weight recommendations for every move. With detailed progress reports, they even create personalized program and workout suggestions or recommendations based on your individual goals. It's like having a personal trainer at your home with you, as Tonal will optimize every workout just for you. Unlike traditional gym equipment, Tonal uses adaptive digital weight to advance your training techniques, from professional athletes to the mom of three to the regular podcaster. Tonal is trusted by thousands who have become their strongest. I'm telling you, for me working out, if you make it easy, I can do it. I can do it every single day. You throw it on your wall, it's almost staring at you as you walk out of your room going, "You're not working out today?" It's a no-brainer. Right now, Tonal is offering our listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase with promo code BEARS. That's Tonal.com and use promo code BEARS for $200 off your purchase. That's Tonal.com. Promo code BEARS for $200 off.
They say first impressions are important. What about lasting impressions? That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew helps give men longer lasting and stronger erections so you can perform at your very best. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part? It's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. I'm telling you, you don't know what getting hard is until you've done this. You need to do this, even if you don't think you need it. You've never been harder. Trust me. Blue Chew wants you to have the confidence to perform at your best. To discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code BEARS at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code BEARS to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Anyway, when I walk into a casino, I love the fact that it's me versus them, right? This big, powerful casino versus me, and we're going to go fucking toe-to-toe tonight.
My dick's getting hard.
The other thing that I love is Vegas, no matter how much money you have or don't have, it's the only city in the world where you can go out one night with $200, have the greatest night of your fucking life, and go home with $1,500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's
Also,
what I love about this city.
I think another thing, this is like my own assumption here, is that you are a high achiever. You've had a lot of big wins. You're a winner. You get behind things and you win. And I think some of that extends, like when you don't have a pay-per-view going on, you don't have a fight, you go there to gamble and it's another win. It's another chance to get a charge of like, tonight was a great gate at the arena. Well, tonight I just fucking won again here. I think it's part of the drive. It's the same thing that like Jordan is like, you know, he's the best player and then he's playing golf and he's like, we're playing 100 grand a hole. He's just getting more wins. It's just wins and wins.
You're not wrong. That is exactly what, I mean, and listen, you don't go out and you don't win every night.
Of course.
But I look at each year as a war, and there's little battles inside the war. Whether I win or lose or whatever happens to me every night, there's this road called Summerlin Parkway that comes down and goes down toward my house. Every fucking night when I turn that corner, literally the whole Vegas, you know, the view of
Skyline
Vegas
comes out?
the
Yeah.
entire Vegas. I film it at least once a week and post it and say, I love this motherfucking city.
That's great
man.
that you love your city that much.
I love that. I don't know if anybody loves Vegas more than I do.
Yeah.
I can't tell if this city was built for me or if I was built for this city. But
It sounds like you guys are a good match.
It's fucking awesome.
When,
I was
Blackjack
literally
was-
playing last night till 1 a.m. I literally go out
For
every
real.
night and play.
Blackjack. Okay, we tour.
I've become a Baccarat guy now.
Oh, you okay?
No.
We have to get there. Hold on.
I haven't played Blackjack in like 6 months.
Okay, hold
been
on.
playing Baccarat
Let
every
me
night.
ask you a Blackjack question first before
Yeah.
we go back. So we're on the road a lot. We play casinos all the time, the bullshit ones and the great Vegas ones. And for me on the road, you know, we have our tour crew. You show up. Blackjack is like one of the things we do. Like it's like my tour crew. It's like a fun thing. We go to the table and we play together and we have fun doing it. A lot of people know who play blackjack. You know, there's the book. You play, you know, the strategy of like, here's when you split, this is when you double down. Do you do any of this, or are you just like, I do whatever the fuck I want whenever I want?
But can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I've been at tables where they've said, this is what Dana does. I've been at tables where they go, this is what Dana does. Is they're like, yo, it's like a fucking 14. He takes the fucking hit. Like you seem to.
That's what I'm saying. It's
It's like
So when you're playing, yes, you play by the book and you do. If the cards are feeling right.
Right.
If you sometimes you get a goofy deck,
Yeah.
where no matter what you do,
Shit shoe, and you're
you
just
can't
like,
fucking you'll get a 20,
Yeah,
and they'll pull out some fucking 7-card
Yeah, and you're
21
like, come
or
on.
push you on a 20 and things like that. When your night is going that way,
Yeah.
you got to do all kinds of. You got to throw the fucking kitchen sink at them, whether it's play 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands. Split shit you're not supposed to split. Double on shit you're not.
Take hits you're not supposed to hit.
Just try to you try to fuck up the shoe.
Okay.
Any way you possibly can. Because what you're trying to do, and what I try to tell people is, people will go in, and I don't know if their mentality is. You have the guys that you guys all come in from out of town. You're on a bachelor party, right?
Sure.
And the mentality when you come in is, I'm bringing $2,000. This is what I'm willing to lose in Vegas.
Right.
oh fuck that.
Instead of, I'm going to bring $2,000, and I'm gonna turn this $2,000 into another 1,000.
Right.
Right. If you have $2,000, you're not going to come to Vegas and win $1 million fucking dollars. Right. It just doesn't work that way. There have been crazy stories throughout the history of Vegas where guys have walked in and just fucking pulled off amazing things that, you hear these stories, and that's almost like the fantasy that everybody has.
Of course.
In the history of the city, it's probably happened 7 or 8 fucking times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where a guy walked in with a few hundred and killed it. But if you go in with the mentality that I have, if I can double my money, if you have 1,000 and you win 1,000, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But that's not the mentality, because people are there to have fun, and you and your 3 other buddies, there's 5 of you at the table, and you're having drinks, and you're laughing and telling fucking stories. You're in Vegas. This guy's fucking staying on a 16 when the dealer's showing a 10.
Yeah.
Right? He stays, and then you get the fucked up card, and everybody gets murdered.
Yeah.
And that's what Vegas was built on. All the guys, you have millions of people that come in to the city throughout the year that are just there to fuck around and have fun.
Yeah.
And then you have fucking killers. I'm talking snipers that come in that the casinos actually have to be worried about. And they go toe to toe. There's this guy, God, what the fuck is his name? He's from Japan. I've been saying his name for like 2 weeks now. He just came in, he plays Baccarat. Rich fucking Japanese dude. Yeah. This guy's a fucking gangster. Just beat them for $50 million.
$50 million?
What the fuck?
Beat the Venetian for $50 million playing Baccarat. Then I heard, I was at...
we got to get into Baccarat.
I was at Bellagio the night that he was in there, and he lost $25 million at Bellagio. And the whole place was like buzzing that this guy was there and had lost $25 million over there. But there's these fucking dudes that come in out of Asia.
Yeah.
So how I started to learn how to play Baccarat is I went down to the high limit room at Caesar's Palace. I love Caesar's Palace. So I go down there, and it's all Chinese and Asians down there, and they play Baccarat. They will fucking sit there 7:30 at night till 10 o'clock the next morning.
Jesus.
And they're sitting there. They got their cards. They're writing all this shit down. I learned how to play Baccarat from them, from the Chinese. Those are all my people now down at Caesars, man.
Were you just studying
I literally just get in, and I fucking sit with them, and the women are even better than the men because the women have more patience than the men do. And they sit there and they pick their shots. I learned how to play Baccarat from the Chinese down at Caesar's Palace.
Holy shit.
It's fucking awesome.
I've never done it.
Is Baccarat more fun than blackjack?
Yes, it really is. And I never thought that I would say that in my lifetime.
I don't even know how to play. I don't know how to play.
I didn't either.
Is it complicated?
They have a paddle. They have a paddle, right?
I literally invested like 3 months into sitting in with these Chinese people and learning how to play, watching what they do, and learning the rules and the do's and don'ts of the game. And so I started playing seriously in January, and I beat them for $1 million a night for I want to say like 23 trips.
What?
23 trips. I beat him for $1 million a night. Then we're about to go on we're going out of town somewhere, and I'm in there. We're literally supposed to be on the fucking plane in like 25 minutes, and I get clipped for $5 million. And so we had to jump on the plane, go on a trip. I come back, beat Bellagio for $3 million. And anyway, it's just been that. This is what's been going on.
You're the best, dude.
I beat Red Rock last night for $750,000. When you play Baccarat, you win so much more money.
And what type of wagers are generating? You know what I mean?
You can bet $450,000 a hand at Bellagio. You can bet $350,000 a hand at Caesars, and Red Rock lets me play $100,000 a hand.
And it's because I don't know anything about the game. A hand, is it over quickly? Like, is it a complicated or quick thing?
So what happens is, you guys got to come do this with me.
Yeah, I want to. I want to.
Absolutely not.
I want to.
Absolutely not. I love the tickle of gamble. The thing I love about gambling is when you're not thinking about drinking, you're not thinking about your family, you're in the moment, and everything's tingling inside you. And you go, and your heart's racing. That moment of gamble is so sexy, but it's got to be worth something to you. That's the thing that with me true. Is that it no longer is worth something to me. So like I'm not willing to bet that much money. It's got to tickle you. Like,
But then you don't get the rush.
yeah, the
That's
rush
thing.
is what I want.
Because
Do you know what I mean?
They always say at blackjack. I don't know if you ever heard
You're
this. They
preaching
go,
to the preacher here.
So what's
when you're gambling on blackjack and they go and you that first time you reduce your bet, you go like you've been betting 1,000 and you pull it back to 100, and then someone goes, oh, I guess this is how you want to hit blackjack. Like you're always going to get blackjack on the time you pull your bet down.
Well, I don't do that. I go fucking
hard.
So wait, what's your number? What's your number? Because I know my number for a bet where the rush kicks in.
Well,
Like when I love the feeling of going like, I'm all in. Like I love that feeling of going, this is all the money I brought to the table. I'm putting it all on black. I love that feeling. What's your number if that's...
my thing is about winning. I want to win. I want to come. What you said is dead on. I want to beat them. I want to win. So I'm not there. You'll get these guys that'll go in there and fucking play for 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I've played for fucking 18, 19 hours. If I'm there 18, 19 hours, that's not a good fucking thing. That means I'm getting my ass kicked and I'm trying to get back out. What I do is I go in and I try to be strategic and I try to be disciplined, right? So you go in, you bet as big as you can, you win 2 or 3 hands, and you get the fuck out of there.
And you do that a lot? 2, 3
100%.
hands?
100%.
So wait,
Listen, if I'm betting 450,000 a hand, and you win 3 hands, do the math. It's over $1 million.
So
you get the fuck out of there immediately.
1,000%. When you say though the hand on Baccarat, tell me how you were about to tell me how.
So this is how it works. So you can either bet. You can bet banker or player.
Okay.
Right. And the way that you win, there's a natural. A natural is the equivalent of a blackjack.
Okay.
And blackjack. So if you get an 8 or a 9, it's called a natural, and you automatically win.
Automatically.
Unless the dealer flips an 8 or a 9, and then it's a push.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So an 8 or a 9 win you the hand.
Okay.
If you get anything else, the one who gets closest to 8 or 9 wins.
Okay. So like 7 would be close to. Okay.
7 is good. I had some people with me last night that it was their first time playing.
Yeah.
So kind of walked them through it, and they played with me for probably, I had already won.
Yeah.
So I was just fucking around with them to kind of show them how to do it. And they all walked out of there with money last night. But I'm telling you, and Baccarat is the closest game that's the closest to 50-50. You know what I mean?
Odds-wise.
It's
Okay.
It's a 50-50.
Is your state restricting legal access to live the high life? Via gives you the freedom to blaze your own trail and get fully legal hemp and cannabis products discreetly shipped to your door in all 50 states. Red, white, and blaze with Via's organic flower, grown carefully and rigorously tested to ensure the highest quality, free from harsh pesticides or nasty chemicals. Via is well known for their premium THCA flower, grown indoors in state-of-the-art facilities and harvested at peak THCA levels to emphasize a natural aroma and flavor. Via is constantly adding new strains to its website every week, as they're always receiving fresh new strains from their independent farms' harvests. The THCA flower strains are grown with care and rigorously tested to ensure the highest quality, free from harsh pesticides and nasty chemicals. Trusted by over 500,000 happy customers for their wellness needs, Via is the brand everyone's raving about. So if you're 21 and over, check out our link to Via's website in our description for 15% off, man. This stuff is awesome. I tell you right now, my sleep score's through the roof, and I think it has to be because of Via. I am sleeping like a baby, a stone baby. If you're 21 and over, check out the link to Via in our description and use code BEARS to receive 15% off after you purchase. They're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Unleash the green and live the American dream with Via.
What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 answers. Bull market, bear market, inflation's up or down, rates will rise or fall. Can someone please invent a crystal ball? Until then, over 38,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one fluid platform. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth giving you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. When you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you're spending less time looking backwards and more time on what's next. Isn't that what we're all looking for anyway? Just something to make our time of better use, something to help our business and help our personal life all together in one. Speaking of opportunity, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/bears. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/bears. netsuite.com/bears.
Fucking A, man.
Weird question. Okay. You sit down at a Baccarat table. You ready for this?
Yeah.
And there's 4 fighters that you're really excited to sit with and gamble with. Who would those 4 fighters be? And then 4 fighters that you sit down at a Baccarat table and go, this is going to be fucking exhausting.
Oh, fuck. I don't know the answer. I mean, listen.
No, Dana. You've never bit your tongue once.
Well, there's lots of fighters that I like and that like Sugar Sean and I were together the other day filming this thing with Tom Hardy for Venom, the new Venom movie coming out. And, Sean's a great dude. And Sean has that McGregor mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a smart kid. He understands the business and he gets everything. He's easy to work with because he gets the business.
Gets it.
Some of these guys are so fucking stupid and don't get it.
Yeah.
They're short-sighted. They don't see the big picture. And, there's nothing you can do for those kind. They are who they are and they're going to do what they're going to do. But you got like Conor McGregor and
but was Conor
and Sean and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's the greatest athlete I've ever worked with.
For real.
Not even fucking close. The greatest athlete I've ever worked with. She was so smart. She built the women's division.
Yeah.
Women are not fighting in the UFC had it not been for Ronda Rousey and how she approached it, how she approached me. Then once she got the opportunity, what she did with it. I mean, she's incredible. And look at what she's done after the UFC.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's a bright
She
person.
owns real estate everywhere. She built this little ranch and farm that she has with her husband.
She's the reason I plant onions when they start to sprout.
Yeah?
Yeah. During the pandemic, I saw she was planting onions, and I was like, I'll do that. And it grows like 9 onions. Yeah. But wait, is it?
Where do you live?
L.A.
Okay. You plant onions in L.A.?
Next to my marijuana. Hey, wait. Is it frustrating as a business owner who makes good money, right, on a business paradigm, and then to have a guy like Conor McGregor show up or Ronda Rousey who changed the game on you?
No, I love it.
Really?
I fucking love it, man. That's like my favorite thing. Like when we first found Conor, and I've told the story, I was like, I told Lorenzo, I had dinner with him, and I'm like, Lorenzo, I don't know if this guy can fucking throw a punch. I don't know if this guy can fight, but if he can even throw a fucking punch, he's going to be like the biggest star ever.
You knew it.
Oh, I fucking knew it the first night I had
Because of
dinner
his
with him.
like charisma and
100%.
Really?
His energy, his personality.
But is there
and he's not a dumb guy. Conor McGregor is a smart guy. He gets fucking business and
no, it's clear he gets business. But don't you get a lot of people who like especially in the fight game who come in with a lot of bravado, talk a lot of shit. But are you able to then register, or this is kind of like false bravado? Like this isn't, you know what I mean? Like the difference between
but that
like
doesn't matter to me. The thing is with me is when you come in, whoever you are, that's what I'm selling. Right? What I don't like is there's people that come in that are pieces of fucking shit. Mm-hmm. There's guys that are bad guys.
Yeah.
My job is to make sure you don't know
that he's a piece
who
of
the
shit.
fucking pieces of shit are.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my fucking job.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? Honestly, I was sitting on the plane today and I went, I've never met a UFC fighter that I didn't like. Every single one, Cowboy, Izzy, Connor, Nate, every single one I've ever met, I've always enjoyed them. They're Cowboy.
Well, you know what's been awesome? As the sport has gone like this, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, because this sport was so, where we came from 25 years ago, shit on, wasn't allowed on fucking pay-per-view, let alone TV. Yeah. We never lost that connection with the with the fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still to this day this sport that if you go to a UFC fight, the odds of meeting some of your favorite fighters are fucking almost 100%.
Yeah.
You're going to meet them, get pictures with them, sign stuff, and they're all really good to the fucking fans. It's just that is the sport.
It's
true.
Cool that like your sport, you are the most candid guy running one of the major sport. Like all the other heads of sports leagues, it's very corporate. Like all the answers are, you're just like, I didn't get anything out of this. You don't you don't know what the guy really thinks about anything. It's just like a official
statement that a lawyer wrote.
It's a lawyer statement.
Yeah.
And then also those leagues oftentimes make sure that their athletes also don't become authentic, are not authentic. And then the athletes kind of give these canned answers too, you know?
I don't disagree.
Yeah, it's really boring.
And that was something that I never wanted this to be.
Very cool.
And I've always encouraged the engagement between the fans and the fighters. And this sport, as long as I'm here, will always be fan friendly.
Shit.
And our fans are the fucking best, man. I mean, they're very opinionated.
Yeah.
They're very, and they'll go in on you. And that's what I love about the fight business, man.
Yeah.
And the greatest thing about, like, if you guys wanted to sit here right now and you wanted to get in depth with me and talk about cricket, we're going to have a real fucking short conversation. All right? If you wanted to go in depth with me and really talk about football, and I'm a football fan.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that football's back.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, but everybody, men, women, whatever, everybody has an opinion on fighting, and everybody, is an expert on fighting. They feel.
Sure.
And that's what fucking makes this sport so great. And I love battling with the fans on Instagram or whatever it is.
It's cool that you do it.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I love this sport. I love the fans. And when we're talking about our fighters, like we were talking about earlier, compared to boxing, our fucking guys are angels compared to,
There's some real shit
to the people that are involved in boxing.
Boxing is like, oh my God. I mean, it's got to the point now where every time pretty much a major, like, this is a sanctioned big boxing fight takes place, you watch the fight and you see how the judge, where are these judges from? It's all so corrupt. It's like completely lopsided. The person who clearly won the fight is losing the fight when it goes to the cards. Like, it hasn't changed in like 20 years now. It just feels like
it's so this guy out of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Turkey, is it's an interesting play because this is the first guy in the history of boxing that has actually reinvested in the sport. Mm-hmm. He's actually investing money into the sport of boxing, which has never been done. The only investment that's ever been made in combat sports really is us.
Yeah.
We keep reinvesting in a sport, right?
Yeah.
Why would I do the fucking Sphere when I can just pull off a regular fucking fight every Saturday, right? Why would I build performance institutes in other countries? Why would we fucking do this? Why would we do that? Because we reinvest in this sport to try to help it grow and help build it. No different than the NFL did, no different than Major League Baseball does, and the list goes on and on. If you want to build the business, you have to invest in it. And, all boxing ever does, every time they put on an event, it's like a going out of business sale. They fucking try to grab as much money as they can and run out of the room.
Do you feel like we're going to see an end to this, like, celebrity, exhibition?
I don't think so. I think that I said this. That's what the UFC was based on the premise that people love fighting, and when you get the right fight in the right place at the right time, everybody wants to see a fight. I mean, if a fucking fight just broke out here, all three of us would run out there to go see what's going on. It's just human nature, right? And you're going to have these celebrity fights that people go, "Oh shit, I got to see this."
See this.
It's
do you think that
I watch all of Jake Paul's fucking fights?
It's never going to stop.
I can't not watch them.
I saw a couple, one of the first one or two, and then I missed the last one. Do you think this Tyson one will draw big numbers because it's him?
Yeah, listen. He's been very strategic in his career and making sure that he handpicks the right guys.
Yeah.
And if this one actually ends up happening, Tyson's the golden goose. Tyson's the one that actually Jake Paul doesn't sell pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Tyson will sell Tyson will sell pay-per-views.
Do you think we'll see a decent fight there?
Huh?
Do you think we'll see a decent fight?
Listen, Mike gets mad at me every time I talk about this. So, Yeah, I think it'll be a great fight. I think it'll be the greatest fight you guys have ever seen in the world. And, but listen, I what I want out of this is I hope Mike makes a shitload of money, and he will if this fight happens, and just don't want to see him get hurt.
Yeah, sure. Last time we saw you, we were backstage at the slap fight thing.
Fucking slap fight.
Yeah, it was
is
first
so
of all,
fucking good.
It was
Isn't
so
it
It
awesome?
is so.
Wait,
it's like jerking off. It really is. It really is. It's not fucking your wife. It's not an MMA fight, but it is nice.
It
is nice. And we were sitting with Cowboy, who
did.
was like talking shit
He was-
in a white guy voice, and we were like, "Yo, you gotta." You sound like we're us.
Yeah. He was talking mad shit when it was silent. He was like, "That wasn't shit." The people were like, "Oh, fuck."
Everyone was looking at me and Tom.
Yeah,
We're
like,
like, "It's not us. It's not us."
Him. When you first saw, did you first see this and have the thought, this is something, like, you know what I mean? It seems like a simple enough premise, right? So did you see it and go, I want to get involved?
Well, you guys have been there live, so you know. I mean, the live event is fucking unbelievable.
It's very
so
fun.
good. And I saw this shit in like 2017 on social, like everybody did. And it was the guy Dumpling that fought at the last event. That was the guy that got me into it. I started watching it, and production was horrible. They literally were slapping over like a fucking barrel and shit like that. But it had 350 million views on YouTube in 2017 or 18, which was the equivalent of a Bieber video back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. So I started taking a deeper dive into it, and the stuff was coming out of Russia and Poland. And I was like, what if I did this? Made it just like the UFC.
Yeah.
Turn it into a real sport, give it great production quality, build a great in-house live show. What would this do? And the answer is fucking billions of views. We already have 17 million followers on social media in 19 months, right? And we have more sponsors than the UFC had in 10 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. So in 19 months, this thing's like anywhere between, if you did a real valuation on it, it's anywhere between $750 and $1 billion
Wow.
Jesus
in
Christ.
19 months.
So wait, here's my question. So we're all wealthy men in this room, but we're all morons, really.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
How do we? Who measures your ideas? Like, where? Because I think I know who you are based on Joe talking about you. You're just a dude from Boston that got slapped in the head a couple times and really like fighting and like you're a regular guy. You really are a regular guy who watched a bunch of people fuck up and then didn't choose those decisions. But like how do you, when you have an idea like investing a ton of money in something like that, who do you bounce those ideas off of?
Nobody. I'm at the point now where, like, if I have an idea, everybody's in.
Yeah.
Really?
Everybody's in. Oh, fuck yeah.
Does that make you nervous?
And then, no.
It's exciting.
I am. So you guys both know Hunter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My guy Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter says you are the most excessive risk taker that I've ever seen. You have you have the highest risk tolerance of anybody I've ever fucking met in my life. And like you were saying earlier, like, if nothing's going on, if there's no chaos in my life,
Yeah.
I create it. Like,
There you
I
go.
like to create chaos. I love stress. I don't even consider it stress.
Yeah.
I like to solve problems.
That's how you're wired.
And I like to win.
Yeah.
And when you fucking tell me this is horrible and this isn't going to work,
Yeah.
I love it even
Then
more.
you
that's
really
what
dig in.
fucking, that's what really gets me going. So haters
Yeah.
are my favorite fucking people on earth. I love the haters, man. You can either, if you don't like haters, you better stay the fuck off social media. You know what I mean? I love that shit.
Yeah.
It
fuels you.
It's my favorite fucking
Well, I remember
thing.
that when we were backstage, I think was Lorenzo there. I think he was also at the slap fight.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh yeah, Dana just called and said, I want to do this, and I was just like, okay, sounds whatever you want to do.
If I called the Fertitas right now and said, hey, I want to get in the business where we make these fucking chains that hang off the lights, they're in.
They're in.
Yeah, they're in.
It's awesome. Man.
Jesus Christ.
So I called those guys to invest with me, and I said, listen, I fucking like the slap fighting shit. I think I want to do it. You in? Renz was like, we're in. When we says we, him and Frank are in, him and his brother. And so we invest a couple $1 million each. At the time, Ari, from WME, my partner now in UFC, he's not feeling it. So he could have came in for as much as he wanted. Ari comes in for 12%. Okay? So Ari's in for 12%. And so everybody kicks their money in. Let me put it to you this way. Ari has 12%. They've already made like $9 to $10 million off that 12% investment on Power Slap. You know what I mean? And he's kicking himself in the ass.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
He's going to be all in next time.
The next phone call for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Boston mentality? Because I'm
think
obsessed.
It's Boston.
I was telling Tom earlier, we're both Florida guys, and there's a thing about when you're a Florida guy and you're this guy that rips his shirt off and talks shit, and you're very confident. You think you're the funniest guy in the room, and then you look at like different states. A Texas guy's got a strong handshake, But there's a thing about you Boston guys. It's like sneaky smart, Like Bill Burr, you, Rogan, like you guys. Is that a Boston thing?
Well, I'll tell you what I think, in my opinion, that I was really lucky is that when I was in 5th grade, my mom packed me, my sister, and our dog up, and we drove to Las Vegas because my mom was a nurse, and they were paying nurses more in Las Vegas than anywhere else in the country.
Really?
That's why we moved out here. So I was very lucky in that I got to bounce back and forth between the East Coast and the West Coast.
Really?
I think having both of those experiences and the people that I knew and the people that I met, being around casinos at that age and the way Vegas was and the way Boston was back then, like we were talking about earlier, it was really good. And me and my fucking sister were talking the other day, and this is crazy. So from 5th grade, I went to 4th grade there, came to 5th grade to Vegas. I did 5th grade and 6th grade here, right? Mm-hmm. Went to 2 different schools. I went to Gene Ward Elementary, then I went to Kit Carson 6th grade center. 7th grade, I went back to Maine, where my grandparents lived. Mm-hmm. I went to school in Maine, 7th grade. 8th grade, I came back here and went to St. Viator's. 9th grade, Gorman. Went to like 4 different high schools in Vegas. Then my senior year, I graduated from Maine. So I literally went to fucking 1 million different schools, had to meet 1 million different people, had to, I had all these incredible experiences with lots of different people, which I think was huge for me at a young age back then too. Because back then, when you're talking about in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, kids didn't move around a lot and travel and do it. I was fucking everywhere, meeting all different types of people, and I think that was a huge experience for me in my life.
And you never wish it on your child. Like you'd never go like, "Yo, this will be good for my kid. I'll move them around."
Right.
Like you'd be like, "No, Joe, lock down, make friends."
But what was badass? My daughter, again, bringing up my daughter. We were on vacation in Italy last year around Christmas. And she tells me, you know what? I want to leave Las Vegas and I want to move to San Diego and I want to go to Cathedral High School. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, I want to surf every day when I wake up. And my kids have been surfing since they were little. They're all really good surfers, snowboarders, all that shit. She's like, I want to surf every day before and after school and I just want to change. And I'm like, that's fucking badass. Okay, done. We'll make it happen. Get her into Cathedral. She loves the fucking school, surfs all the time, So, yeah, it's just because of my experiences. Yeah, I'm not like one of those. No, you're not going to leave. Fucking, you're going to. Yeah. Okay, you little badass. You want to go change schools and start all over in the middle of your high school fucking.
That's a
career?
bold choice.
Done.
That's
and
cool.
she loves it. She's kicking ass down there, and she fucking loves it.
You seem like a really good dad, and it's a crazy thing to say.
That's the greatest compliment you can give me.
Can I tell you, man? Like, I don't look at you as like a dad, and I don't look at Joe as a dad. I absolutely don't look at Joe as a dad. I really don't. I look at Joe. I don't look at Joe as the way anyone else looks at Joe.
What is that?
I look at him as a moron. Like I really do. I honestly do. My favorite thing Joe Rogan's ever said to me in the world is he said one time, he goes, can you imagine if we could throw fish 10 feet in the air and they started flying? How many fish do you think we'd have?
What?
And I could not stop laughing. And that is my That is who Joe Rogan is for me for the rest of my life.
That's what makes Rogan a genius. You know what I mean?
That's Joe Rogan for the rest of my life.
What makes Rogan a genius is that Rogan comes up with this shit that you're like, wow, yeah, I never really fucking thought about that. He thinks about shit that
he likes to go deep.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate him for 1 second, because I don't think anyone knows him. And it's the number one question that gets asked to me is like, yo, what's Joe Rogan like? And I go, you'll know. I can't explain it to you. He's the sweetest guy in the world, and he's very curious. He's one of the most curious guys, and you met him at a very young age. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to know, like, the transformation, because we could talk about the different outfits he wears since you've known him. From he wore the what was the fighting outfit? The
Affliction.
And now he dresses like Cam Hanes.
Unfortunately, we all went through that affliction phase, man. I wish we could erase that fucking period from the internet. But when we first bought the UFC, the company was based in New York. So I had to fly out there and clean out the offices. So I had to determine what I was going to ship back to Vegas and what I was going to throw away. Mm-hmm. So there's a fucking room of just tapes everywhere. So I'm popping all these tapes in the VCR, right? And I pop in the Keenan Ivory Wayans show. He had his own talk show. Yeah. And he has Joe Rogan on, the Fear Factor guy.
I know this clip.
Right?
Keep going.
So Joe Rogan is talking about, he gets into UFC. He says, and you're into this UFC stuff, huh? Like, UFC wasn't a fucking thing.
Right.
It was a cult following, and all this shit. Everybody saw one, and then it sort of disappeared. So Rogan starts talking, and he's fucking, he knows everything about the sport. And then he starts talking about how UFC fighters would beat the fuck out of all these celebrities, that do martial arts movies and shit. And he's breaking down what they would fucking do to him. And I'm like, this guy's fucking great.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what I need. I need somebody that knows the sport, but is in that fucking Hollywood world too. And at that time, Fear Factor was a massive show, right? It was massive on network television. And I'm like, this is the fucking guy. This is the guy I need. And I don't remember how we ended up reaching out, but I reached out to him somehow. We started to talk. We hit it off. And I wanted him to come in and commentate. And, we're fucking bleeding money.
Yeah.
Bleeding money. So Rogan comes in, and Rogan says, so let me get this straight. You want me to cover the sport that I love the most in the world, sit in the best seats in the house, and talk about, I'll do it for fucking free. Rogan came in and did like the first 13 events for free.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And he and I have had this fucking, amazing relationship. Rogan and I don't have this relationship where we talk every fucking day. We talk when we need to talk.
Yeah.
And anytime that I've ever needed him to do something, he's done it and been there. Anytime he's ever needed anything from me, I've done it and been there. And if you look at how the UFC has grown and how Rogan has grown together,
incredible
at the same time, it's been an incredible relationship, and I consider him the greatest to ever do it. Fuck all these guys that have ever done any type of commentating on combat sports before this.
Yeah, no,
Rogan is by far, and this is the other thing that I loved about Rogan. Every time you would see him on camera, right? And he would be talking about the fights that night. You knew. You felt it in your fucking soul.
Yeah.
This guy was not a paid talking head. This motherfucker loves this shit.
The passion.
And this is 100%. It came through in every event that we did.
He's clearly a massive, genuine, authentic fight fan, period. Like, he loves fights. When he works out at home, if he's caught up on UFC, he's watching Muay Thai, he's watching, like, it's just fights. He lives fights. And one of the craziest things I've seen, like, I'm a sports fan. I also, as somebody who, like, I love football too, like, you grow up kind of with an affection for certain broadcasters, right?
Right.
Like how they call the game.
Yeah.
And then with the way that things have evolved, you sometimes learn about how these guys prepare to call a game. You'll see, like, in football, they'll land earlier in the week. They have media day. They hang out with the players and they prep, and they have to, to call a game. There's a lot of moving parts, right? And so I'm working with Joe a few times that we're doing shows that are basically attached to UFC fights, So we go in and he's with another guy who's going to call the fight. I think back then it was
Goldie?
Goldie, yeah. So, and you're seeing Goldie with like his binder, like preparing, doing all this stuff. And I'm with Joe and I'm like, where's your stuff? And he's like, oh, I don't have that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's all up here. And I go,
Rogan knows people that aren't even in the fucking UFC.
He's doing this thing where he goes, I go, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand though, but you're about to call you're doing a professional commentating. Like, don't you have to? He goes, here's the thing. The only thing I like, that's just fascinating to me. He's like, the only sport I like is fighting. He goes, so there's nothing cluttering up here with like baseball stats or golf. He's like, it's just fights. But then he's doing like the talking head, like promo stuff. And they're like, okay, this fight. And he's referencing from memory, well, in UFC 221, and I'm like, wait, you're just off your dome doing this? I couldn't believe it. Goes in there, calls the whole fight, nails everything. And I'm like, I can't believe as a broadcaster that you're able to do that just off the top of your head.
And here's the other brilliant thing. Like, to go in and call fights is not easy to do.
No.
It's very hard to do. Rogan came in right off the bat and started doing it. And what was brilliant about Joe and why he was so instrumental in helping us build the sport, nobody was ever going to fucking understand the ground game. It's just
too complicated.
Rogan would walk you through in detail. While it was happening, he would be one step ahead of the fighter, actually.
Yeah.
As it was taking place, walking you through, and this is what's going to happen if he can get over here and tip that arm, and he's going to get him in. And Rogan would fucking lay it out. We couldn't have hired anybody else that would have done it. You know what I mean? It was just when there's these weird things in life, and I'm sure you guys could lay out 100 things that played out in a weird way in your life.
Yes.
That have you sitting here on this fucking couch today.
Yeah.
And Rogan and I was supposed to pop that fucking tape in. I was supposed to see Rogan.
Sure.
Rogan was supposed to be on Fear Factor, and then I would see it. What are the odds that he's on Ivory Keenan Wayans, and what's the odd that Keenan would ask him these questions? Sure. I mean, when you start breaking life down in these little
things,
you know what I mean? It's just like
a magic moment.
Fucking crazy, and it was meant to be. This relationship with me and Rogan, and all the other things that have come together in my life and his life and other people's lives. It's fucking crazy when you think about it. But Rogan is the best to ever do it.
Oh,
the best to ever do it,
buddy. I'll say this. I'm gonna say this. He's the best guy that I've ever met in my entire life, and I've met a lot of great guys. Here's my next question. I name drop him a lot. I do. I obviously do. I'm a name dropper. I'm a regular human being. I'm a regular guy, right? If I get on a private jet, I take a picture. I show everyone. Who do you name drop?
Who do I name drop?
Who's the last person that you saw yourself as Dana White? Just the kid that grew up in Boston.
Well, I don't know if it's name dropping, but when we're talking about the Sphere, I've been doing.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Let's talk about the Sphere.
I've been doing PR for the Sphere. I leave tomorrow and go to New York. I'm doing media in New York, and then I fly straight to LA, do media there. Then I come back home Tuesday, and we start rehearsing for the Sphere. But I mean, if you want to call it name dropping, my last name drop was. I wouldn't have gone. This is, again, like we just talked about the Rogan thing.
Yeah.
So Tom Brady hits me up. So
That's
Tom
a
Brady
big name drop.
hits me up and says, you want to go to U2 this weekend at the Sphere? And I'm like, yeah, all right, let's do it. I'll go. So we go to the Sphere. It's like the first, they've probably done a week worth of shows, the second week. And we get inside the Sphere and, Jim Dolan, the owner of the Sphere, we're in his box, and we're watching this fucking thing. And I'm sitting there going, holy shit. And I realize the Sphere is the star of the show, not you two, right?
Yeah.
So when you go up, so as soon as we leave the Sphere, the Eagles move in. So I'm going to the fucking Eagles after we do this. But what happens when you're in there is you're looking at this fucking screen and these images, and you've never seen anything like this before.
Nothing.
and you're listening to this music, the fucking U2's greatest songs, and you're listening to the music, and I'm like, the Sphere is the star of this fucking show. And every once in a while, I'll peek over the thing and I'll look down at U2. I'm watching the show. I go, and everybody's saying you can never hold a sporting event here. You can't. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking do a sporting event here. Yeah. I literally called my head of production, Craig Borsari, I said, I don't know what you're doing next weekend, but cancel it. You're coming to the Sphere with the team. I want to do an event here. I want you to walk this place and fucking
figure it
out
how you do this.
So, I leave that night. I've been with MGM since the beginning of doing fights in Vegas. They own all the big arenas. They fucked me so many fucking times. The guys who run the arenas just fuck me and can't stop fucking me. And they fuck me again. Okay?
Yeah.
So huge war. I fucking freak out. And
someone bring ice in.
We're supposed to sign an extension with them. I'm not going to sign the extension and all this shit. So Bill Hornbuckle, who is the head of all of MGM, gets in the middle of this. This is between me and the arena guys, right?
Right.
Gets in the middle of this thing to try to fix it. So he comes over to my office and I tell him, he's like, what can we do? This and that. I want Mexican Independence Day. Yeah. They fucked me. I had it last year. They fucked me and gave it to Heyman without even talking to me, asking me, telling me to go fuck myself, whatever.
Yeah.
No call.
Yeah.
No nothing, right? So I tell Bill Hornbuckle, I want the Sphere. I want the Sphere. Give me the Sphere. Give me the Sphere the same night. So he says yes. So, I'm under contract with them. They get to say, fuck you, you're not getting the Sphere. I get the Sphere. So I go with Brady. I get in a beef with MGM. I want the Sphere. They give me the Sphere. It's just the way this whole thing lined up.
This is why you're the best is telling these stories, dude.
This was meant to happen.
Can you imagine Roger Goodell telling a story like this?
Well, I mean, we've got a lot of trans players.
We had some challenges.
Keep going. Keep going.
Them.
My dick's hard.
So
keep
this
going.
was supposed to happen. This event was supposed to happen. As usual, we're going to be first. We're going to go in and show the world how this is done.
I'm fascinated to see how you do this.
Have you not seen? So have you not been to the Sphere?
No.
You said something very prolific, and that the Sphere is the event.
Mm-hmm.
I could have just had them play a U2 CD and been very cool with it. I don't need U2, and I also...
But when you think about it, the fact that while you're sitting in there and you're listening to this, you're listening to U2 live. Yeah. It's just a different fucking experience.
For what you do, will you reconfigure
have you not
the
seen,
layout
wait, hold
of
on.
this?
Have you not
Think about
seen
this.
these soccer guys? These soccer guys, I know what you're doing, and I don't know what you're doing, but I know what you're doing, and I know how prolific this is going to be. My wife, Leanne, is obsessed with Michael Chandler.
Oh, really?
She touched his body a couple times, and now she's like fucking wet for Michael Chandler. And she was like, "Are we going to go see Michael Chandler fight?" And I was like, "Baby, no, we're not." But I know what you're gonna do. I know what you're gonna do, and I know that you can't sell what you're gonna do. Kind of, right?
So here's the thing. So when I tell you that when you go into these things, right? Like I love the Eagles, man. I'm fucking big Eagles fan, right?
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see what they're gonna. But you're listening to the fucking Eagles play, and I fucking love Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh still delivers. He still delivers.
Anyway, you're gonna listen to the fucking Eagles play, and whatever they're gonna do on the screen, it's fucking. I love it, right?
Yeah.
So I get it, and I love it. So the night the Eagles play, which is one of my favorite bands of all time, the Sphere will be the star. But you're going to be listening to the fucking Eagles live. So what I have to do is I have to go in, and the Sphere can be the star of the show, but not during the fight. Yeah. So how do you fucking have the Sphere that is the star, yet everybody has to pay attention to the fight. And then everything that we do that night production-wise, it's when sports and entertainment will truly come together. Because we're going to run a movie. There's going to be a movie that is going to be what I call the love letter to Mexico, right? I'm fascinated by Mexico and Mexicans as a people. When you think about Mexicans, right? First of all, their flag, do you realize this? They're the only national flag that depicts a fight on their flag. It's an eagle and a serpent fighting. on the Mexican flag, right? And when you think about things that are said about Mexican people, what's the first thing that pops up is they're all hard workers.
Yeah.
Mexicans are hardworking people, right? They're proud people. They're very fucking proud of who they are and where they come from. They're proud of their heritage. They're all about family, and they're all about family traditions that they have, you know, and the grandmother is usually the patriarch of the family, and everybody talks about her food and learns to cook the way that she did. And the one thing about Mexicans is they are incredibly loyal people to their own people. So they will work their ass off all week, and they'll take that paycheck and they'll go buy the Mexican beer that they love and drink. They'll go out and support other Mexican. If it's a concert, a sporting event, a fight, you know, they support their own people. And this night and this movie is going to start at the beginning of time, and it's going to end in the future of Mexico. And it's a movie that is this love letter to the Mexican people, who they are, where they came from, their traditions, who they are as a people. And again,
you're having to produce this whole film.
Yeah, there's going to be a film that will.
This is going to be a fucking epic event.
And you have this.
Are you sold out already?
It's so badass.
It's sold out
It's so
immediately.
badass. I made sure that this was so authentic that we have a guy that's actually authenticates everything we do to make sure it's on with tradition, everything else, and everybody involved is Mexican. First generation Mexican. Even we have 9 Octagon girls, and they're all first generation Mexican that will go that night. The clothing that they will wear, the scenes that will be in the authenticity of their heritage, their traditions, their history, all of that shit. It's 100% authentic.
Can I ask you the weird question? What's your gate on something like this? Like, what? How much? This is, you don't have to answer, but this is a comedian. I know what we make when we do a show. I've always been curious, how much money do you make?
So
like when you do a show, like when you do an event, we know as a comic, we roll in, sometimes we bring a stage with us, maybe 1.3 for like 3 months. And then I know what we make per night. Like, how much money do you make?
Yeah, we know going into what the gate's going to be.
For real?
Yeah. So this fight for Mexican Independence Day, biggest gate in UFC history. It's going to be a $23 million gate.
Jesus Christ.
And it already broke the record for most pre-buys ever for any event we've ever had, meaning more people have already bought the pay-per-view
already
the week before the fight than any other fight we've ever done.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And you're the one who actually has real knowledge when it comes to, because so many people talk about their pay-per-views. You're the one who always goes, that's a bullshit pay-per-view, like, because you know what it looks like.
100%. Yeah, everybody's full of shit, man.
Really.
Everybody's a fucking expert. Nobody out there anywhere knows anything about our business, how it's done. You know why? Because things we're doing have never been done before. Everything that I have done in the fight business has never been done before.
It's amazing. It's incredible, dude. Watching you operate is a fun thing, and I love that you're so candid that you talk about this stuff, because it's like, it's inspiring. It's also fun to learn. It's fun to learn about how these things work. And you, like I said, you can't have this conversation with Silver, the NBA, or like, they just give you like.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's fun. I got to ask you one more dad question.
Yeah, love it.
So, because my boys are little, you have 2 boys that are in their 20s now.
Yep.
As a dad to boys, do you have to fucking raise them a little different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally different. So I have 2 boys and a daughter. The way my sons were raised is the complete opposite of the way my daughter was raised.
Yeah.
Girls are different. And especially when you're a father of a girl. And I love the fact that that both my boys were older than my daughter. So she's the baby of the family.
My dad raised me differently than my sisters. So
100%.
Yeah.
But the first thing you got to do, no matter what your kids, I thought as a dad, especially with me being your dad, was to teach them how to fight. So my kids got into jiu-jitsu and boxing and Muay Thai and all that shit when they were young. I was definitely different with, my boys could do shit that my daughter couldn't do. And of course, my boys think that the daughter gets away with fucking everything.
Of course.
And my daughter thinks that they got to do everything and she doesn't get to do what they. And I say, well, that's a fact. Yes, some things that give a shit what your brothers did.
Yeah.
And what I used to tell my boys every fucking weekend when they went out, right? You're going to meet some nameless, faceless girls tonight, right? You don't know. But what I want you to remember is they have fucking a father, hopefully. They have a father, brothers, uncles, I don't know who, somebody that really fucking cares about them. So remember that. When you fucking meet some girls tonight, you be respectful. If some fucking dude shows up here looking to kill one of you, you know what I mean? I will determine whether or not I help you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's old school 1987 parenting right there.
Yeah.
That is fucking great.
Well, this is fucking
So
awesome.
some shit went down last night with my daughter at a football game, and Modern Day played Gorman last night.
Big time.
Fucking high school football game, and I had fucking my sons calling me saying somebody did something with Savvy and blah 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 blah, and your daughter's going to Savannah. My daughter's name is Savannah,
okay.
so we call her Savvy, and we're gonna fucking do. I said, relax, everybody, fucking calm down, whatever. So told everybody to relax last night. This is like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm getting into the cold plunge this morning. And I get my daughter on speakerphone. What happened last night? Walk me through what happened with this kid. Apparently some kid was getting aggressive with her or whatever. I don't know. So I want to hear the story from her. So she starts to walk me through the story and what it sounds like flirting gone bad. You know what I mean? At that age, this kid was, she was with her friends from San Diego and, this and that. And, I said, this isn't a DEFCON
code red.
You know what I mean?
We're not going to raise
exactly.
So wait, before we lose you, because I just your health is impressive, and I'm curious. 2 questions. I want to know what your day looks like. I want to know how busy you are. Do you wake up with your hair on fire? And like the one thing that I know that I seem to wake up, and the second I put my feet on the ground, it's like my day starts.
100%.
I don't have any moments for myself or to be creative. But I'm dying to know what your day looks like. And a little bit of put your health in there stuff.
So I'm at a point now where, in building this business, I fucking threw everything at the business. I didn't miss a fight for like fucking something crazy like 17 years or something. I don't remember what the number was, but I didn't miss one fucking fight anywhere in the world.
Do you have any regrets as a dad about that?
Huh?
Do you have any regrets as a dad?
No, it was awesome.
Me either. Fuck them.
No,
they're all cunts.
No, I'll tell you what I was lucky with as technology got better. I had the biggest production facility in Las Vegas. So if I was going to miss a game or a play or something like that, I watched it live. I'd have my team show up and they'd film it. They were filming football games for me.
That's pretty cool.
I watched it live.
Yeah.
So I would literally interact with the kids after the thing.
Wow.
Game or play or whatever it was. I didn't miss a fucking thing. I saw everything.
That's awesome.
And I have this, like at UFC. If you work for UFC, so I worked in the hotel business when I was young, fucking shittiest business to work for. These guys, you get these fucking kids that just got out of college that are your supervisor or boss or whatever, and they got that bullshit. If you're fucking 5 minutes late, you get written up.
Yeah.
3 of them and you get a fucking this, that, so many and you get fired. When you treat people, I don't even want to say something stupid like slaves, like some victim bullshit, but when you treat people that way, right? At a fucking job, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And it makes people fucking wait. So let me get this. And the company that I used to work for used to tell us all the time, if you don't like it, there's 100 people waiting for your fucking job.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm that replaceable, huh?
Yeah.
That's a great fucking feeling
Sure.
to go to work and every day and say, you don't even really matter
even need
here.
you. Yeah.
So at the UFC, if your fucking kid has a play or your kid has a game or a practice, you better fucking be there. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
We're all
cool
grown-ups, man. And my team, they're as passionate as I am about the sport. You're a grown-up. You know what you need to do. You know what your fucking job is. You know what needs to get done. It's fight week or whatever. But don't not be a part of your family. Don't not be a part of your kid. I throw parties in the summertime,
Yeah.
and I'll turn the whole. We have this beautiful fucking backyard at UFC headquarters, and we turn it into a carnival. And bring your fucking kids and your family, and let your wife and kids be a part of what you do. I want when my employees go to work, I want their family to love what they do and be a part of this thing. I've built like the best fucking strongest team.
That's awesome.
In business, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But what's your day look like? I'm dying to know what your day looks like.
Okay. I don't know how we ended up on that whole fucking.
No. And by the way, we are totally welcome to be invited to one of those parties.
Yeah, anytime.
And we'll take pictures
fucking
and all
would
that
love
shit.
for
I
you
just
guys
want
to come. Yeah, it'd be great. We do concerts back there, and I have an amphitheater in the back of the. I mean, you guys could do comedy back there. You could do anything. And we got the Apex next door. We have the amphitheater in the backyard, and we have the Apex next door. But when I throw Christmas parties, like fucking Kid Rock, Snoop, we had.
We would love to do those.
Oh, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have played.
Okay.
We've had everybody has played
we'll
at our
fly
Christmas
ourselves
parties.
out.
Nelly played last year. He fucking killed it. Anyway, it's a fun to be a UFC employee. Let me just say that.
I bet it is.
So when I get up in the morning,
Dana wakes up.
I focus on my health now. The first 2 hours of my day, no matter what the fuck is going on, is dedicated to my health.
Describe that. What time are you waking up?
So I get to the gym every day between 8:30 and 9:30 in the morning.
I like that.
And I do an hour of workout and an hour of recovery, and then I start my day. So, but it's there. I built this whole fucking thing in my office. It's in my office. Cold plunge, steam, sauna, red light therapy, oxygen therapy. Baddest fucking gym you've ever seen with every piece of equipment.
An assistant in there running questions by you or no?
Yeah, so everybody comes. So shit's happening as soon as we wake up. Like you said, shit's going on. They all just come to the gym. This, that, what do we want to do?
Yeah.
And I tell them,
Food wise, are you a protein centric guy?
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I have a full kitchen with two chefs that cook, food for me. And it's keto. I eat keto.
You're keto, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love keto.
Yeah, we're all keto. We're all keto bros.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And
no matter where, so I have to fly to New York tomorrow to start doing PR for the Sphere.
Sure.
There will be a fucking cold plunge in my room, in my hotel room in New York.
What?
So I fucking wake up in the morning, jump right in the cold plunge. And
what temp do you like? What's your temp?
50.
50.
45, 50 in that ballpark.
Nice. Look, man, we could talk to you forever.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
We're gonna wrap this up.
You're fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you are fucking
Thanks
amazing.
We'd love to see you at a fight, but more importantly, next time I come to Vegas, I would love to hit the Baccarat table with you.
Done. I'm
going to text
you guys.
and I would love to do it.
September 27th and 28th, I'm at the where am I?
I don't know.
Where am I? September 27th and 28th, I'm at Resorts World Theater. Dude, I would love to play Baccarat with you.
Let's do it.
I love the gamble feeling. I love the tickle. That's the thing I want. You're the best, brother.
So let me ask you a question before we wrap this up. So you love the tickle. So what's your number for per hand? What do you want to bet per hand?
I had John Mayer ask me this, and it's the number that makes you uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, name drop.
Name drop. Go ahead.
The number that makes you uncomfortable is the number that is your tickle.
Right.
$250,000.
That's what you would
hand.
gamble on a hand?
Yeah.
Per hand.
Oh, not per hand. That's my. That's my
your
marker.
number
That's
you're
my
willing
marker.
to- okay, that's
my
your marker.
marker.
Way more than I
so
thought
you'll
you were
take a
gonna say.
$250,000 marker, which probably I would imagine. So your limit is probably 10,000 a hand, right?
I don't know how it works. I've never gambled like this.
Yeah.
But I had to come up with a number that makes me excited. That I would not want to spend on a watch, but I'd spend on a watch.
You know Taylor Lewan, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that story?
I know a lot of
No,
stories.
tell it real quick. Tell it real quick.
We text all the
no,
time.
tell it real quick.
About
Go.
Taylor Lewan started gambling with me probably around Power Slap 1, which was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's never fucking lost.
Yes.
He's up. He's got to be next to $2 million.
He sends me photos of cash that he's like, I just left the casino with Dana.
He's never lost. The only time he's lost is when he plays fucking without me. Then I got to go back and we got to get him out of the hole and get him back on point. And there was one night that he was leaving at like 6 in the morning. We were still there. We were fucking grinding one night. We were getting beat that night. and he lost. And I want to say it was like, it might have been 100,000 or 150, but you know, he lost that night. But he's never, meaning he's never lost, meaning he's up $2 million.
Right.
He's never ever paid the casino ever.
It's insane.
In his entire fucking career of gambling.
I'm in for $250,000. I'll tell you what. Let's make it a clean 3. September 27th.
But here's the thing, and this is what I do with Taylor.
Yeah. What's
your number that we quit? How much do you want to win? You're gonna get a marker for $250,000.
Yes.
Right, and let's assume. I'm assuming they're gonna let you play 10,000 a hand at $250.
Okay.
Because they have like $450,000 hands. You have to have a $10 million fucking credit line. Okay.
I got that.
So
I think, right?
I'm assuming they're gonna let you pay 10 a hand. What is the number that you want to walk away with? What do you want to win that night?
I'm going to say a ridiculous number because I don't know money. Like $1 million? $1
million. That's a big fuck. You have a $250,000 credit line.
Okay.
You can play 10,000 a hand. You want $1 million?
I don't know. I don't know.
How about if you were to win?
If I was to win
$100,000.
If I won $100,000, I could pay Bobby Lee, and I'd be good.
Hey, Bobby Lee.
I can pay him $10,000. You know, Bobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like $100,000 is that a lot?
Yeah, but we'll do it.
Okay. I'm going to be at Resorts World September 27th, 28th. I got a $250,000 marker. We'll go to your casino. We're going to play Baccarat, and I'm cool at $100,000.
Okay. All right. Did you ever see the video with Dave Portnoy?
Yes.
Did I ever tell you that?
I did. Yes,
Where literally I won the entire fucking staff that was there with him that night.
Incredible.
I said, "What do you want to win?" They told me we won it. What do you want to win? Done it.
Unreal,
what do you want to
dude.
win?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm gonna
wait.
I'm gonna book a separate trip to do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna come.
Just come out when I'm here.
I don't think I'm probably working that.
No, you're not. Just
you
cancel
don't
it.
know that I'm.
Dana can make you $100,000.
Okay. All right. No, we'll come up with a number.
Dude, you're special, dude. I'm so glad that you're healthy. And
Thanks,
I mean
man.
that for real. Like a guy like you needs to last forever.
Oh, thank you.
For real. I'm being serious.
Once
you got
you
such
start
great
to feel
energy.
this way, it becomes
It's
addictive.
because you're not drinking, bro.
100%.
It's like it's that the booze is the thing.
Not drinking definitely helps,
the fuck up.
but even when I was drinking, I wasn't a big drinker. You know,
You were a wine guy.
When I would drink, I would get fucking shit faced. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. When I would drink, I'd say, "All right, I'm going to drink tonight," and then I wouldn't drink again for a month.
Yeah.
I was never that guy. Hey, what are you doing with your wine collection? Because I'm
what
here.
do you mean?
I know you are a wine guy, right?
Yeah, well, I like wine, but I went through a wine phase.
Yeah.
But not anymore. Way too many carbs in wine. But I have a shitload of really good wine. So I actually, Sheikh Taknoon from Abu Dhabi, I love that fucking guy. We couldn't have gone through COVID without him.
Yeah.
And Fight Island and all that stuff. And
that was cool
one time
shit.
I was out there, he gave me like this collection of fucking badass wine. That's still sitting in my wine cellar. So
Can I just say, what a cool life to happen to a regular guy.
thank you.
You know, like
I
that's
couldn't agree with you more, but thank you.
Like you're a regular dude.
I talk about this all the time. I love my life so fucking much that I hate to go to sleep. I don't even like to fucking sleep, man. I sleep this much. That's how much I love my fucking life.
That's awesome. We'll wrap up on that. Thanks, Dana. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, boys.
See you guys.
Bert and Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.